Welcome to the channel. Today we will discuss the economy of the European Union in 2025. The European Union economy in 2025 presents a complex picture of cautious optimism tempered by significant challenges. As the world's second-largest economic bloc, the EU's GDP is estimated to be $19.99 trillion nominal in 2025 or $29.18 trillion PPP, representing around one-sixth of the global economy. This substantial economic weight makes the EU's performance crucial, not only for its 450 million citizens, but for global economic stability. The European Commission's Spring 2025 economic forecast paints a picture of measured progress. Real GDP growth in 2025 is projected at 1.1% in the EU and 0.9% in the euro area, broadly the same rates attained in 2024. This modest growth trajectory reflects the bloc's gradual emergence from a period of economic turbulence while facing persistent headwinds. The EU economy began 2025 stronger than expected and is projected to keep growing at a modest rate this year, with growth expected to pick up in 2026, despite heightened global policy uncertainty and trade tensions. External forecasts align with these projections, with the Conference Board forecasting euro area real GDP to grow by 0.9% in 2025 and 1.3% in 2026. While these growth figures may appear conservative compared to other global regions, they represent a stabilization after years of volatility. The measured pace reflects both the challenges facing European economies and the cautious approach being taken by policymakers as they navigate an uncertain global environment. One of the most significant positive developments for the EU economy in 2025 has been the continued decline in inflation. After reaching devastating peaks in 2022, inflation continues declining and is expected to reach the ECB 2% target this year. More specifically, inflation is expected to decrease to 2.1% from 2.4% in the previous year, nearing the European Central Bank's ECB target of 2%. This disinflationary trend represents a major victory for European Central Bank monetary policy and provides much-needed relief to consumers and businesses across the bloc. Headline inflation is expected to fall to 1.9% in 2026, down from 2.1% in 2025. However, the path to price stability hasn't been uniform across all member states, with certain areas, including Central and Eastern European countries, likely to face higher inflation, driven by factors such as wage pressures. Despite modest economic growth, the EU labor market has demonstrated remarkable resilience. The European Commission predicts continued slow growth, lower inflation, and a robust labor market. This strength in employment has been a crucial stabilizing factor for the European economy, providing households with income security even as economic growth remains subdued. The EU has created 8.5 million new jobs over the last few years, and wages are outpacing inflation in 2024, indicating that purchasing power is recovering, with real wages expected to fully recover in 2025. This recovery in real wages represents a critical turning point for European consumers who have faced years of eroded purchasing power due to high inflation. The wage dynamics present both opportunities and challenges. Although nominal wage growth has gradually slowed, it continues to exceed rates aligned with the 2% inflation target, with the primary driver of this deceleration being the reduction in inflation, while tight labor market conditions are sustaining elevated wage levels. This situation reflects the delicate balance European economies must maintain between supporting worker incomes and avoiding renewed inflationary pressures. The modest growth projections for 2025 reflect several structural challenges facing the European economy. Chief among these are demographic trends, with an aging population creating both fiscal pressures and labor market constraints. Additionally, the need for massive investments in green transition and digital transformation continues to strain public and private resources. Germany, France, and Italy are the three largest economies in the European Union. The performance of these core economies remains crucial for overall EU economic health, yet each faces distinct challenges. Germany grapples with industrial competitiveness issues, France with fiscal constraints, and Italy with persistent structural weaknesses. Energy security remains another critical concern. While the acute energy crisis of 2022 to 2023 has subsided, the EU continues to work on reducing energy dependence and building resilient supply chains. This transition requires substantial investment but also presents opportunities for innovation and industrial development. The international environment presents significant risks to EU economic prospects in 2025. An escalation of trade tensions between the EU and the US could depress GDP and rekindle inflationary pressures. These trade concerns reflect broader geopolitical tensions that continue to shape global economic relationships. Risks to the outlook are to the downside and relate to a worsening of trade disputes and uncertainty. The EU finds itself caught between competing global powers, requiring careful diplomatic and economic navigation to maintain its trade relationships while protecting its strategic interests. An escalation of trade tensions would further weaken external demand and increase uncertainty, while a reconfiguration of supply chains could impact activity and inflation. However, this reconfiguration could also present opportunities, as trade diversion might benefit European economies if other regions face greater trade restrictions. Despite the challenges, several factors support the EU's economic prospects in 2025. Public investment is an area of strength, with officials pointing to the next-generation EU Recovery Fund as a key driver of economic activity. This massive fiscal stimulus program continues to support investment in green transition, digitalization and resilience building across member states. The green transition, while costly, represents a significant opportunity for European businesses and the broader economy. The EU's leadership in environmental regulation and renewable energy technology positions it well to capitalize on the global shift towards sustainable development. Similarly, investments in digital infrastructure and artificial intelligence could help address productivity challenges that have long plagued European economies. The economic outlook for 2025 varies significantly across EU member states. While the aggregate figures show modest growth, some countries are expected to outperform, while others face greater challenges. Eastern European member states, despite facing higher inflation pressures, often show more dynamic growth potential due to their ongoing convergence process and relatively younger demographics. Southern European countries continue their recovery from the debt crisis of the previous decade, with improved fiscal positions providing more room for supportive policies. Northern European economies, traditionally more stable, face their own challenges related to competitiveness and demographic transitions. European policymakers are walking a tightrope in 2025, balancing the need to support economic growth with the imperative to maintain price stability and fiscal sustainability. The European Central Bank's monetary policy stance remains crucial, as officials carefully calibrate interest rates to support growth without reigniting inflation. Fiscal policy coordination across member states continues to be a challenge, with the recently reformed fiscal rules requiring careful implementation. The balance between national sovereignty and European integration in economic policy remains a work in progress, with 2025 serving as a testing ground for new frameworks. These dynamics suggest a steadying macroeconomic environment, offering some relief after years of volatility. This stabilization provides a foundation for addressing longer-term structural challenges while maintaining economic resilience. The EU economy in 2025 is characterized by cautious progress rather than dramatic breakthroughs. The combination of modest growth, declining inflation, and robust labor markets provides a stable foundation, but significant challenges remain. Success in navigating 2025 will depend on the EU's ability to manage global uncertainties while advancing its strategic priorities in sustainability, digitalization, and competitiveness. The emphasis on resilience building reflects lessons learned from recent crises, from the financial crisis to the pandemic to the energy crisis. European leaders recognize that economic strength must be coupled with the ability to withstand external shocks and adapt to changing global conditions. As the year progresses, the EU's economic performance will serve as a test of its institutional capacity to deliver prosperity and stability for its citizens, while maintaining its position as a major player in the global economy. The modest but steady growth projected for 2025 may not capture headlines, but it represents the kind of sustainable progress that can build the foundation for stronger performance in the years ahead. The European Union's economic journey in 2025 embodies both the challenges and opportunities facing advanced economies in an interconnected but uncertain world. While growth may be modest, the focus on building long-term resilience and competitiveness positions the bloc for sustained prosperity in the decades to come. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe.